Hello everyone, we have to discuss about the tax system. Tax system, a compulsory and the contributions and givings by other citizens and or organizations to the government is called the tax, and which is used and for the meeting expenses of the welfares and works. And the tax and the imposing and the tax and the collecting and is it the three levels, and in the India's on central levels and state levels and the local level. The distributions and of the tax and between the center and the student has been the clearly and mentioned in the provisions of the Indian constitutions and food and the resilience and it and the from the time to times and the finance and commissions. Finance commissions, and so we have to and has been the constitute and India tax to be the GDP ratios, and India tax to be the GDP ratios is the 16.6%, and which is the much and the lower than and the emergency and market economic and averages the 21% and the OECD averages of the 34%. And the tax system and has been divided into and two parts, and the tax by the central tax and the and tax by the state government. And tax by the central government is conduct customs duties, income tax and the corporate tax, and tax by the state governments the tax and government and has the right and to the collect and all and the taxes, and there's the government and to and the spend in them. And there are the two types of the taxes, and direct taxes and indirect taxes. And direct taxes, the tax and receive relied and by other central government and on and the incomes and wealth and are the important directions tax. The important tax and the revival and on and the incomes and are the corporate tax and the income tax, and the taxes as the reliables and on and the wealth and are the wealth is the tax and the gift and tax, etc. And so many about it, and the indirect tax and this types and of the taxes not on the paid in by and the someone's and to the authorities, and it is the actuals and the past and on and the others and in and the forms and often the income increased and cost, and they are the reliables and on and the government goods and the services and produced and on and the purchases and exercise and tax and sales tax and VAT enterprises and tax and are the induct and the taxes, the man and the forms and off and the indirect taxes are the customs and the experience and the duties and sales taxes. So we have to about it. All the sections of the central government and is and the empire is empowered and to and the lobbies and the customs and the exercise and duty and the expenses and on and the alcoholics and liquids, and so we to emerging